To be honest, I think there are many strides, but I think they're not enough. I think women still find it very difficult to rise in certain either industries or even in politics. And I think we still need to do a lot more to help, to support women and to almost become gender blind, so that it doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man, you still have the opportunities. I suppose there are many different types of power women. There are people who are power women just at home taking care of their families. There are people who are power women who are CEOs of corporations. For me, I think really what would define power to me is that the woman actually brings her femininity to whatever she does, so that she's supportive, she empowers others. And she's nurturing, and I think that you can do that whether you're in the boardroom or whether you're in your own home. Oh, what I am today. Yes.
Exactly that.
As I said, for me, it's much more about. I think career is very important, ambition is very important, but I think it's about being a whole person. Being conscious of others, being self-aware, trying to do right by others. I think that's the most important thing. And I think it's partly that kind of attitude that will help us eventually open more and more doors for women. It's very much about it still being a man's world. I don't know whether that's just a perception or a reality. I think that, in my own experience, you find that sometimes it seems that certain doors may be closed to you. And it's not that it's impossible to get through them, but sometimes it's almost like women have to become very aggressive to get through them. And I think that's a mistake. I don't think that women should become uncaring or ruthless just to get ahead. And men don't necessarily have to do that, but somehow with a woman, if you're a little bit too much yourself, it's seen as, she's just a woman. And I think that's unfortunate. But there are a lot of places who are doing quite a bit. Even the company that I work for, we have a lot of programs in place to really try and help women and give them more and more opportunities, and also to help them understand themselves and understand how to progress, in a very kind of a male-dominated environment. A lot is, and well-intentioned. I don't want to sound like I think it's intentional for people to kind of keep women from progressing. I think a lot is being done. I think there's a lot of good policies. I think there's a lot of good offers on the table in terms of maybe you can have more flexi time, or you can have your children at work, or that kind of thing. But I'm not sure that it's one thing to put a policy in place, it's another for it to actually come to life. And that's where I feel we sometimes miss the mark. And in my view, the people who need to drive that is the women. Because if you have a policy that allows for, let's say, I don't know, I can leave at 3 o'clock to go and collect my child, then it is the women who should be making sure that happens, rather than just saying, oh, but I'm not allowed to. This is what happens sometimes. So we don't really kind of make sure that we enforce the policies that have been put in place for our own benefit. Some years ago, I was listening to another very impressive woman who we were talking about work-life balance, and she said that's false, and I think I agree with her. I think balance is something you have to actually just make sure that you kind of integrate your work and your life and find a way for them both to seamlessly almost come together. If you start saying, oh, but I need balance, so I need more time at home, and or equal time at home and equal time at work, that's going to be very difficult to achieve if you're very ambitious. So it's more about trying to find a way to integrate the two. But I think there are many ways that we can do that. So if we use the word balance, I would prefer to use the word integration, but is it achievable? Yes, I think it is. Make sure that you talk to people who have been there. You find out, learn, be ready to learn, and don't think you know it all. There's a lot that you may need to learn from others. Find people that you admire who are in business, and again, whether that's men or women, and help and get them to come help you to kind of achieve your goals. I'm not a fan of formal mentorship. I think that, oh, I have to meet you at such and such a day, and then we have to go through these questions. To me, that is not very genuine. So I think that mentorship is something that should be quite easy, because you want to be like a sponge and you want to learn. So I think you need to make it such that it's almost like a friendship that happens to also provide you with a lot of learning. But yes, I certainly believe in it.